Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Dylan's Daily Show. So, I get questions all the time. People talking about 2020, about who's going to be running for president in 2020. Not only on the Democrat side, but a lot of people ask if Donald Trump is going to be running for president in 2020. And I would always answer with, I don't know, because I didn't know. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, yes, and assume. Well, today, Donald Trump made the official announcement that he is going to be running for president of the United States in 2020. Now, we're going to get into what this means. We're going to get into why he's announcing this so early. And it's very interesting, all of the details surrounding this. So we're going to get into that right now. But I'm just looking into it right now, and he announced he's running for president. Drudge Report announced it. He announced it to Drudge. Brad Parscale, however you pronounce his name. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He is going to be the campaign manager for the 2020 effort. And it's going to be huge, and it's like 900 and something days until the election. So people are thinking, why are you announcing your candidacy so early? You know, what's going on? Why are you announcing it? I've seen some liberals saying, well, he's announcing it because he's scared that he's going to lose his base, so he's trying to reinvigorate them right now. Well, that doesn't make any sense, because if he wanted to reinvigorate his base before the election, why would he do it 900 days beforehand? Like, this is the hype right here. No, the reason he's doing it so far is that if you look at what's coming up very soon, it's the midterm elections. And some Republicans are concerned about losing their midterm election bids. And so what Donald Trump is doing is he is announcing that he's going to be running for president, because he intended on doing this anyway. He reserved the name Keep America Great in January of last year. He filed with the Federal Election Committee in January of last year. I mean, he's been talking about, we're going to be president for not 4 years, folks. We're going to be president for 8 years. Like, he's been talking about this for a while. But so we all knew it was happening. But he's announcing it right now because he wants to make sure that the Republican base is riled up for the midterm elections, because we need these midterm elections. These are very important for not only the Republican Party, but for the country. Because if we don't sweep, then Donald Trump isn't going to get much done in these 4 years. It's very difficult to get things done when you don't have control of the House and Senate, of Congress, right? It's very difficult to get things done. So he wants to make sure that he keeps control of the House and the Senate like he has right now, so we can continue to get things done. We can continue pushing to make America great again, and that'll help his 2020 election bid even more. See, Donald Trump doesn't do things out of nowhere. Like, the reason he's doing is for that. Now, in terms of the campaign manager, everything like that, we'll see what happens down the road, but I think it's going to be good. Now, in terms of Democrats that are going to be challenging Donald Trump, you've obviously got some people talking about Michelle Obama. You've got some people talking about Oprah. And Michelle Obama, like, what qualifies Michelle Obama to be president of the United States? Like, what has she done to prove that she's qualified? She sat there and talked about food, It's like there's no reason why Michelle Obama should be president of the United States. There are more fat people now in this country than there were when she began her big, healthy food in the cafeteria thing. It's just like it didn't work. So the one thing she was focusing on as First Lady of the United States completely flopped. So she's done nothing. She sat there while her husband was president, and that's it, right? And then there's a new one people have been talking about, Kamala Harris. And people are saying that she might be running for president on the Democrat side, and people are pushing for her. And, the problem with a lot of these Democrats is that they have zero name recognition, right? And when you don't have any name recognition, number one, you're already starting out at a disadvantage when you're running against an incumbent. When you're running against an incumbent, they have a huge advantage, regardless. Even like Trump is so unpopular, but a lot of people like that status quo, and it's very hard to pull people away from that. So I don't think we're going to see much change, in Trump's support base, unless he does something like drastically anti his policies and anti-conservative. But I don't think we're going to see much of a change in his base. But if you start with no name recognition, you have to focus like the first couple of months just trying to get people to figure out who the hell you are, and then you can start properly campaigning. But it takes a while to get to that point. So you've got all these people out there who might be good candidates. You got Cory Booker, you got Kamala Harris. Nobody knows who they are. So there's if they really want to run against Trump and pose a challenge, they're going to have to start getting their name out there. And it's very hard for some people. Donald Trump had his name out there. And he ran against Hillary Clinton, who obviously had her own name out there, but she had so much baggage, it was pretty much easy to beat her. So it's going to be very interesting. But I think this is huge news. Donald Trump announcing his candidacy for president of the United States. It's up on his website. You can go on his website. You can check it out. It's up there. And this whole thing is pretty cool. You know, Donald Trump's been talking about it for a while. I'm not that surprised about it. I'm sure you guys aren't either, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens down the road. I'm definitely going to be pushing for him if he's the Republican, because I do not want another Democrat getting into office again, because we can't afford that. We're at a point in this country, and I honestly mean this when I say this, right? I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm not being, very fake news, CNN. We're at a point in this country. We're at the tipping point, ladies and gentlemen. We need to make some drastic changes, or else this country is going to be going down the toilet. And Democrats just want to give and give and give and bring people in and bring people in and bring people in. We have to make a significant change. But anyway, that is it for the video. If you enjoyed, make sure you like and share, and I'll catch up with you guys next time. Bye-bye.